Good afternoon and welcome to One World Sports Radio. You're listening to live commentary of the one-off South Africa test against England played in Taunton. It is day 2, session 3, just after tea, and the players are getting ready to go back onto the field. I'm joined by Otto and Werner. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Gina. Good to have you back on with us here, and a very exciting test match so far. So after the start yesterday, I thought we might have some problems on our hands, but the ladies have fought back well, and South Africa might even get a first innings lead here today. So let's hope we see some quick wickets after tea. And thank you very much for listening to us wherever you are. You can tweet us at Gorilla SA, GUERILLASA on Twitter, and you can also just comment on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll see those comments coming through here. As players are out in the middle, it's very cold there at the ground at the Taunton Stadium, but South African ladies doing us very proud.
Yeah, we had a very exciting day of cricket yesterday. South Africa lost the toss, England winning and deciding to bowl first. South Africa had a couple of early wickets, but managed to get a very respectable total of 284 with Marizanne Cup making 150 runs. An unbelievable knock there by her. It just shows her experience. And then this morning, so far we were able to break the opening partnership of Emma Lamb and Tammy Beaumont. Lamb scoring 38 and Beaumont scoring 28. And since then, it's kind of been a consistent sort of flow of wickets and a few runs. 176 for 5 as Sunelis takes the first ball after tea, pitching just outside the off stump into the hands of the keeper, Sinalo Jafta. A good ball to start off this session here. England
yes, nice flight there by Sune.
Second ball, some really good flight, as you said there, Otto. It's full on the off stump and defended off the front foot by Davidson Richards.
Yeah, so the score, just to catch you up, 176 for 5. As Jenna said, England trail by 108, 5 wickets in hand. Nat Sivo on a 56. As we see Sune coming in again.
Third ball, just outside the off stump and driven out to the fielder at extra cover. Fourth ball, full outside the off stump, left alone by Richards, through into the hands of Jafta. Just looking to get a little bit tighter onto the off stump and trying to get the English batters onto that front foot, draw them out of the crease. This time short outside the off stump. Richardson pulls back onto that back foot and hits it out to the cover sweeper. Lizelle Lee on that boundary. Comes through for a single. The score goes up to 177 for 5.
Indeed. So Alice Davidson Richards, 21 or 58. And as I mentioned, Nat Siver reaching her 50. And she's on 56 off 122. Nat Siver playing her 8th test match. And this is Davidson Richards' debut match.
As the last ball is just defended off the back foot by Nat Siver into the covers for no run. Which will put the debutant Davidson Richards back on strike for the next over. And Sunelis has bowled 2 overs for 10 runs, and the English women trail by 107.
And as I mentioned to you just before we started, Jenna, I think England looks like they've been surprised by the quality of the bowling attack after Marizanne looked a bit stiff and tired.
Yeah, definitely. I also think they would have not expected the South African bowling attack to be as great as they were this morning, with some inexperienced bowlers actually taking the wickets. Annika Bosch this morning taking 3 so far. Hasn't bowled too much at international cricket, but doing really well. As we see Nonkululeko Mlaba in left arm around the wicket, tosses it up full outside the off stump and driven out to the sweeper on the off side. They come through for a single. And Richards goes up to 22, score 178. Mlaba has also been quite impressive. Her figures 25 for 1 in her 10 overs. As this ball is short and straight and it's pulled across, Lizelle Lee on the boundary on the leg side at a deep square leg position. just retrieves that. They come through for a single, and Richards gets back on strike. Natsova been impressive so far. She has 57 of 123. Mlaba
Yes,
in
one of these.
third ball of the over, back of a length on off stump, and just defended into the offside. Nadine de Klerk saves that ball, no run taken.
I think I'm just a little bit ahead of you, so I'll just pause for a moment.
Cool. As the next ball is full on middle and off, and it's defended by Richard. She has to drop her hands quite quickly to make sure that one doesn't get through. But fifth ball of the over, Kuleko's racing through her over here, just back of a length outside the off stump, and defended to the point region for no run.
And we have some comments here on YouTube. Sachin Banguru saying, doing great work. Thank you, Sachin. We also said here 284 is way above par. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Definitely, as Mlaba just closes off the end of her over with a dot ball full on the off stump and defended straight back to her. And that brings the end of the over, 179 for 5. England trailing by 105.
And he also says, imagine if Proteas win this, would be great, wouldn't it? Thank you, Sachin, for listening. And please tell all your friends and everybody you know who support cricket to come and join us with this digital audio broadcast. We're on 1WSR.com, on YouTube, and on Facebook, One World Sports Radio there. Then Ravi Nair saying, I love you guys. Oh, Ravi, we love you too. Braving load shedding and more to bring us this commentary.
As Captain Sunelis in for her over here, tosses it up on off stump, and it's defended by Natsova back to the bowler. Sune chases her own and fields her own delivery there, having to dodge the non-striking batter. She comes in here, the second ball of her third over, once again tossing it onto the off stump. Natsova dances down the wicket, makes really good contact under the eyes, but straight to the fielder at a deep mid-on position. She just comes through for a single. Her score goes up to 58. The team total 180.
Yeah, so the more attention we can generate for this game, the better, so that we have more ladies' test matches. This one's been very entertaining so far.
Yeah, definitely entertaining, as the third ball of the over punched into the offside by Richards, and they go through for a single to Lizelle Lee. Sune really racing through here. This time it's full outside the leg stump. Siva goes up to an upright sweep and pulls this around the corner. But a very quick work on the boundary. And Nkuleko Mlaba just picks that up at a square fine leg region. The batters go through for 2. Natsova goes up to 60, looking really confident out there, making sure she pounces on the loose delivery there by Les. Definitely exciting here, Otto.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth ball of the over, back of a length on off stump, turning away a little bit, but Natsova making sure she's on top of that, just punching it off the back foot to Annika Bosch at a long on region. Come through for a single. Sunelis a little bit more expensive than the other bowlers. This is her third over. She's gone for 15 runs, no wickets. She's definitely filling a bit of space here. It's short outside the off stump, last ball of the over, punched off the back foot, but protection is given to her there. On the offside boundary, Lizelle Lee is there and gets that through for a single. Natsova goes up to 61, and the team total up to 184.
Yeah, so that is Sune Lee's third over done. She's conceded 16 runs for no wicket. A little bit expensive compared to the other bowlers, but the captain giving herself a chance to get her first test wicket. She's also on debut. So imagine that, captaining the test side on debut. There's probably very few players that can say that.
Yeah, definitely very few.
I've been really impressed by both teams, actually.
Mlaba on the second ball of it over. No runs taken so far. This one just driven into the offside. But there's a fielder close in at extra cover who saves that one. Yeah, it's really exciting to see so many new players it's sort of excelling so far. especially in the bowling department, as Mlaba bowls her third ball on middle stump and it's driven out to mid-on for no run.
Now, I heard the commentators talking on the TV feed about the red ball domestic game. See this next delivery.
Yeah, it's just defended straight into the leg side for no run.
And I was surprised to hear that they have the same problem in England, that there's almost no red ball cricket at domestic level for the women.
Yeah, definitely. The fifth ball of the over getting a little bit of extra bounce, and Davidson Richards just getting an inside edge there, missing the leg stump as it just goes behind the batter. Sonalo Jaffe gives chase, come through for a single, which takes her total up to 25. But hands on heads for the South Africans, as they know that was a definite chance. Coming in to close up her over, the last ball of the over, just outside the off stump, and defended back down the wicket for no run by Siva. The score 186 for 5, England trailing by 98.
Sachin Bangaru also saying it's high quality cricket though, worth watching and worth listening to as well. If you can't watch live, you can listen to us giving you ball by ball commentary, and we do apologize, we can't cover the whole day's play, but we're doing the best we can with what we've got. So thanks for listening wherever you are. Let us know where you're listening from and who you support in this match.
I think it's going to be very exciting to see where people put their money, as we know that often in women's test cricket, it comes out with a result of a draw. So it's going to be exciting, as I think this one might be a little bit different. Either way, Sunay's in here for her fourth over first ball. She tosses it up on off stump and it stays really low. Davidson Richards really has to drop her hands there to make sure she gets back behind that one. Smiles on the faces of the South African woman. Second ball of the over, right arm over, full and driven, but a valiant effort by Nadine de Klerk, who's in relatively close on the square at cover, and no run taken.
Some turn in this wicket. That one stayed low, but it also pitched on leg and turned towards off stump there for Sinead.
Definitely, as the third ball of the over, tossing it up once again. But this time, Richards just plays that back to a mid-on position for no run. She faces the fourth ball of the over. This one a little bit more bounce as it's pitching back over length outside the off stump. She rocks back and plays that out to the cover sweeper, Lizelle Lee. They go through for a single, which will put Nat Siva back on strike, 187.
And even the ladies in the England team who have played red ball cricket before at international level, very few of them with double-figure test matches behind their name.
Yeah, definitely. Nat Siva in her 8th test game. It's her second 50. As she plays that one out into the offside. Lizelle Lee doing some good work there out on the cover sweeping boundary. And she gets that back in. Siva on 63, the score 189. Sunay's bowling the last ball of her over, tosses it up outside the off stump. And Siva plays this straight to Marizan Cup, who's at mid-off. So they scamper through for a very quick single there. Siva did have to get through quite quickly, because I think if Cuppy had decided to shy at the stumps, maybe a little bit of trouble. But Marizan Cup not really looking too happy in the field. She's looking a little bit laboured. And I do think that Sunaylis is just keeping her away from bowling just for now to let her catch her breath and get back into things.
Yes, it seems to be the case, because she looks a little bit stiff. But definitely I would be too.
Yeah. I mean, as female cricketers in South Africa, we very rarely play so much cricket as they have. And it's only day 2, but if you're not used to playing cricket at this level, at this intensity for a long period of time, then it is definitely you're going to feel it in the legs, definitely. As Nkululeko Mlaba bowls this one outside the off stump, and it's driven straight back to her. She does a very good piece of fielding. Nat Siva on strike, just defends that straight back to her. Mlaba into Siva. This one back of a length outside the off stump. She's getting a little bit of purchase away from the right-hander. She is bowling left arm off spin, and it's just defended by Siva. Score 190. Mlaba this time tossing it up, bouncing on middle stump, and just defended out to mid-on for no run.
Yeah, it'll be great if South Africa can get a first innings lead, but it's starting to look like Siva is fighting back once again, getting her team into a good position to get a first innings lead for England, perhaps.
Yeah, she definitely is quite a character, one of the best all-rounders in the world, and it's really nice to see her excelling in the red ball format. As Mlaba just bowls the next one a little bit short, and it's played out into the leg side for 2. Siva's up to 66, the score 192. Mlaba's racing through the over. The next ball is a dot, played straight out into the leg side for no run. Last ball of the over, this one a good length delivery on the off stump, and Siva just gets onto that front foot and defends that straight to the bowler for no run. That's the end of the over. Mlaba bowling a good over. She's bowled many overs, 29 runs, 1 wicket, 192 for 5. England trail by 92 runs.
I'll just chip in here quickly because there's no time in the overs. They're racing through it. This partnership has now surpassed the opening partnership as the highest one of the innings so far. It's gone up to 69. The opening partnership was 65 before they lost Tammy Beaumont.
Yeah, really good stuff here by the 2 England batters. As Sune lists in again, this one just back of a length, sitting up into the batters region as Davidson Richards just rocks back and plays this off the back foot into the offside for a single. Lizelle Lee very busy there on that offside boundary, but managing to keep it down to 1. Liz in her 5th over, she's gone for 21. As the next ball, a good length delivery sitting up, but Siva just defending this off the back foot into the leg side. As Liz is getting a little bit of turn away from the right-hand batter. Swelling wrist spin, right arm over the wicket. 3rd ball of the over, it's a full toss, double-stepped by Siva and played straight out into a mid-on region. Very good fielding by Annika Bosch, covering quite a lot of ground to her right and putting in a dive, full-body dive there, making sure that only went for a single. And that's Siva on 67, the score 194. Very good work out in the deep by Annika Bosch.
Yeah, this partnership is hurting the Momentum Proteas. The sooner they can get rid of one of these batters, the better.
Sinelis back of a length, just outside the off stump. Annika Bosch doing the fielding once again at mid-on. She's up for Davidson Richards and just saving that one. No run taken. 2 balls left in the over. Just tossing it up this time on leg stump and played out into the leg side for a single. Tumiseko Kuno doing the fielder, getting that back to Sune. 1 run taken. Sorry, Otto.
No. YouTube, Ravi Nair says, Siva is not a person, she's a legend. Thanks, Ravi. Big England fan is Ravi Nair.
Closing off the over, thick outside edge as Siva rocks back onto that back foot and gets that out into a gully region. Misses many things as Laura Wolfart does the work to chase that out at the 3rd man boundary, but gets that in. We go through for 2, which will put Davidson Richards on strike, and assuming Mlaba will bowl the next over.
So much experience in both these teams with white ball cricket, and so it's very nice to see that all of the players that we've seen so far have really been able to adapt to the red ball stuff really well. And yeah, as I said, I was surprised to hear that the English ladies are in the same boat with regards to having an opportunity to play a lot of red ball cricket. And as you mentioned yesterday, Werner, some of these ladies would have last played with a red ball at school.
That's very true. As Mlaba is in for the first ball of her 14th over and beats the batter Richardson into the hands of Sinalo Jafta. But the second ball is full outside the off stump and just defended out to Sunelis in the covers for no run. Yeah, very true. Red ball cricket is definitely a schoolgirls game. But once you're out of school in South Africa, provincial cricket is only white ball cricket. So Test cricket for South Africans is very new, and we see that having 9 debut players making their debuts. Lubber in for the fourth ball over. It's full and straight and defended back.
Yeah, and then also probably at that level playing with boys, along with the boys, instead of in all girls teams.
Yeah, definitely. I do think though that school cricket in the country is getting better, especially at high school level. There are more and more high schools playing girls cricket. By every
all
year.
girl teams.
Yeah, definitely. So it is getting better as Nkululeko Mlaba just finishes off that over with a dot ball. The score 197 for 5. England trailing by 87.
It feels like we're letting the game drift a bit here by just bowling the 2 spinners. I would have rather brought Annika Bosch back after the tea break just to see if she can maybe prize out another wicket here early after the intervals. Usually it takes a while for the batters to get going again. I know they're probably trying to rush through the overs to get to that second new ball, but it's still 10 overs away, so it feels like a bit of a waste here.
Yeah, a little bit of inexperience showing by the captain, Sunelis. But she is sort of, I think, taking a bit of pressure off the seam bowlers. They've bowled a lot of overs today, especially something that they're not used to doing. As a single is taken by Siva, her score goes up to 70, and the team total 198, just 2 away from that 200 mark. She comes in second ball over, lots of flight on the off stump, sitting up. And Davidson Richard just playing that off the back foot, defending it into the offside for no run.
Chris TB on Twitter says, "Come on, Proteas, do a wicket." Yes, Chris, thank you for listening. Chris, also one of our commentators. Why aren't you on air, Chris? Come on.
This time, Liz floating it quite a lot outside the off stump. And Richards goes hard at it, but one bounce to the field at point. Laura Wolfart just picks up that ball. And definitely a little bit of frustration showing by the England batter. But she pulls herself back together and defends this good delivery outside the off stump on the front foot. Looking a little bit more calm than the previous delivery. Fifth ball of the over. This time back of a length outside the off stump, pounced onto the back foot and driven hard into that cover region. Lizelle Lee on that sweeping boundary does the work there. Just gives them 1, which will put Siva on strike for the last ball of Sune's 6th over. The score 199, just 1 away from that 200 mark, trailing by 85.
Let's see this last delivery. Sune's figures looking slightly better.
Yeah, definitely. She has pulled it nicely back as the next ball is just outside the off stump. Siva defends that out for no run. Brings us to the end of Lisa's 6th over. She's gone for 27 runs, no wickets. The score still 199 for 5 and England trailing by 85.
The conditions are a bit overcast over there at Taunton. Good to see a bit of a crowd in to watch the match. The floodlights are on. It'd be interesting to see if she does continue with the spin bowling all the way up till the second new ball. It seems like that is the thinking right now.
Yes, and maybe giving the faster bowlers a bit of a rest. That's all I can think as well.
Yeah, Mlaba in once again, and this one short outside the off stump, driven off the back foot by Richard. Her score goes up to 30 as the team total goes up to 200. That's definitely a milestone that the Englishwoman would be excited to get to.
2.81 runs and over, 71.1 overs for the 200.
Back of a length again, Mlaba just letting it too short and wide outside the off stump as it's slashed away by Natseva. A very good looking back foot punch And Tumiseko Kune out on the sweeping boundary makes a very good dive to her left-hand side, but unfortunately Natsova hit that way too well, as we're seeing a replay of it straight through point, going for 4. And Natsova looking really good as she just defends the next ball straight back to the bowler. Really solid batting here by the English batter.
Enjoying herself as well. Smile on her face in between deliveries.
Yeah, definitely. Next ball of the over, once again defended by Natsova, confidently off the front foot, making sure to get to the ball before it spins. Laba just pulling out of this delivery. A dead ball called by the umpire. England trailing by 80 runs. Things are looking brighter by the minute for the English batters. Oh, it's short on middle stump and pulled around the corner by Natsova. This will bring the second boundary of the over. Not a good thing here for Mlaba. Her figures go up to 38 for 1 in her 15th over. She's 1 ball left in the over, and hopefully she can tie things up. Score 208. Natsova looking really good, taking advantage of the missed length here by Mlaba.
I'm just looking up Marizanne Kapp's test record. Now, she has played a test before.
Yeah, she played a test before, but she hasn't got the wicket yet.
Yeah. Laba this time full on middle stump and just driven straight to the fielder at mid on for no run. Brings us to the end of her over. The score 208 for 5. England trailing by 76 runs. Natsova looking very good on 78. And Davidson Richards, a very good accompanying little cameo here. She's got 30 of 88 balls.
So yesterday's innings was probably the longest that Marizanne Kapp's ever spent in the field. And I mentioned this because Ravi Nair is commenting here on Kapp's brilliant innings yesterday. Shows, ironically, he says the problem with women not playing enough red ball games. Probably the last multi-day game she played was in 2014, and it shows in how lackluster she is today. So Ravi Nair's comment there on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
So in that first test,
yeah,
go for it. Oh no, I was about to say in that first test she played, she only scored a couple of dozen runs. So she's got 169 test runs now, if I remember correctly.
Sunil is in for her 7th over. She tosses it up quite high, and Davidson Richards just pounces on that, drives it hard through the covers. A very, very good-looking cricket shot, waiting for the ball, making sure she played it under her eyes, just picking her gap really nicely through extra cover, and it rolls away to the boundary for 4. Sunil really needs to pull her length back a little bit, which she does on the second ball of the over. Good length delivery outside the off stump and just defended out to the offside for no run.
So it's only Lizelle Lee and Marizanne Kapp that have test figures, and Kapp's other match only yielding 19 runs.
Yeah, it does show a little like the inexperience, especially of the batters. I do think yesterday that the young top order of the South African lineup was a little bit starstruck. We know that those batters are were born dreaming of playing Test cricket. As the 4th ball of the over is short on middle stump, and it's pulled through the mid-wicket region by Davidson Richards, who's found her feet here. South Africa really not looking too good these last 2 overs. And that's the 4th boundary in 8 balls, which is slightly disappointing here. As Lisa's in here for the 5th ball of her over. She picks it up nicely, a decent length ball, but Davidson Richards, seeing the ball really well now, plays this out to Lizelle Lee on that cover sweeper boundary for a single.
The plan's not working here for Sunil Lees. The 2 spinners in the past few overs are bowling themselves out of attack. They're not really getting attacked by the batters. They're just bowling bad balls.
Definitely. She closes off nicely, 7th over. The last ball of the over, a dot ball. Natsova just rocking back on the back foot and defending it really softly, straight down the wicket. It actually bounces and rolls back towards her. That's how softly she played that. The score 217, England trailing by 67 runs. It's looking less and less likely for South Africa to hold their lead here.
Yes, it will be an amazing effort to get the 5 wickets before England score the 67 runs to draw level. But England's run rate now at 2.89. So they're going slightly slower than the Momentum Proteas managed yesterday. Ladies from South Africa scoring quite quickly. But these last few overs is pushing up that run rate for England.
As we see a much-needed bowling change here. Nadine de Klerk coming into the bowling attack. She's bowled 16 overs today. She bowled 4 maidens at an economy of 2.63. No wickets. She's gone for 42 runs. And definitely someone really exciting for the future of cricket in South Africa. She's young, 22 years old, and definitely stepping up to the task with both Ayabonga Kaka and Shibnam Ismail being out. She opened the bowling this morning for the Momentum Proteas and really had some good shape when she was bowling.
So as we see her at the top of her mark, running in right arm over the wicket. No, she stops. So who do you think will take the second new ball?
Oh, I'm hoping Marizon Cup, but anything can happen. Maybe Tumi Sekukune. She was getting some really nice shape into the right-handed batter, which was really exciting to watch a little bit earlier today. As Nadine de Klerk just bowls this one full outside the off stump, and it's defended into the covers for no run.
Yeah, so if Marizon isn't feeling 100%, then it would have to be Tumi and Nadine, I would think.
Yeah, Nadine is a fit player as she comes in for the second ball of her over. Marizon Cup is stretching out there a little bit, which is a good thing to see. I think she's looked very cold for 2 days now. She's looked really cold on the field, which really can't be easy for a stiff body. As Nadine de Klerk pulls out a short delivery, but Davidson Richards is on top of that easily and pulls this out to the boundary. Goes for 4 to a backward square leg position. Her total goes up to 43 and England's team total up to 221. Not able to get that bouncer up to the height that she would have wanted, and just managing to pull that one away.
They had the fielder there at backward square leg, but a fine leg would have taken that catch easy.
Potentially. As the next ball of the over, a good recovery ball, back of a length outside the off stump. That kind of length where the batter is not sure whether to go forward or back, which is good to see here from Nadine. And it's just defended out to the off side for no run.
Nadine de Klerk still waiting for her first test wicket. Hopefully she can get it here today.
Yeah, patience is key as a seam bowler here. But the next ball, once again, back of a length just outside the off stump and defended by Richards for no run once again.
I think we need to talk a bit about Anneke Bosch and how well she's done in this test match so far. She came in a difficult situation with Marizon Cup yesterday and made a 30. I'll continue that after this ball.
Nadine de Klerk going for the short ball once again, really not getting up as much as she would have liked. It's pulled out, but there is a fielder at a deep square leg who picks that one up and gets it back in. They just take a single, as that's the end of her 17th over. The score 222 for 5. England trailing by 62. Natsov on 78 and Richards on 44.
So Anneke Bosch made 30 of 58 deliveries yesterday. South Africa were in a perilous situation at 89 for 5, and she combined for a partnership of 72 runs with Marizon Cup. And now today she's come in and she's been the leading wicket taker as well. She's bowled 10 overs, 4 maidens. She's taken 3 for 32. So a fantastic all-round performance from her so far.
Yeah, she definitely is an exciting player to watch. And the South African skipper in for another over, which is interesting. And she just tosses that up full outside the off stump, and it's driven for no run to Marizanne Cup at mid-off. Yeah, Annika Bosch is definitely, along with Nadine de Klerk, someone to watch in South African cricket. Sunelish just back of a length outside the off stump and defended off the back foot for no run.
Lees has pulled the figures back a little bit, but still quite expensive.
Yeah, as this one is short outside the off stump and it's cut through the point fielder there. Laura Wolfhard making a good dive to her right-hand side, but unable to prevent it going past her. Dribbles out. Lizelle Lee covers some good ground on the cover sweeper boundary. Gets it in. They take 2 runs. And the score 224. Fourth ball of the over, Sunelis. This time full on the off stump. Getting some good bounce off the wicket here, and Richards goes onto the back foot and just defends this down into the offside. No run taken.
There's ominous signs here for the Momentum Proteas.
Yeah.
Both these batters looking good at the crease.
Yeah, definitely. South Africa needs to change it up a little bit. But Sunelish just bowls that fifth ball of the over full on middle stump, and it's defended for no range. Looking to closing up her over well here, but it's short outside the off stump and punched off the back foot. Lizelle Lee covering good ground on that sweeper boundary. They go through for 2, and the England total goes up to 226 for 5. England trailing by 58. And yeah, definitely the English batters are looking very comfortable at the crease.
Only 4 runs off that over, so in the context of Lee's spell so far, that's better. So now Lees is now bowled 8 overs for 38 runs. So, yes, 8 overs for 40 runs, excuse me. Just updated there. 5 runs and over. 3 fours conceded and 22 dots.
Nadine de Klerk back into the attack here. She's bowling to Nat Ziver. She runs up, right arm over the wicket. This time it's a full on off stump and defended into the leg side to the fielder at mid-on. They come through for a quick single. Nat Ziver's total goes up to 79 of 148 balls, and the English total up to 227.
So, set batters. How will the Momentum Proteas get them out?
Nadine de Klerk is definitely trying the short ball. Once again, she bowled 2 in her previous over. This one, it's short outside the off stump, but pulled across the line by Richards, who's on 49 now, just 1 to reach that half-century mark. She gets through for a single as it goes to the fielder on the boundary on the leg side. This time back over length outside the off stump. Nat Ziver pushes onto that front foot, but Sunelis at an extra cover position just picks that one up. Dot ball there.
You can't fault Nadine de Klerk's efforts. She definitely always gives 100%. I don't know if she necessarily has the pace for those bounces if she doesn't get it high enough, but you can't fault her for trying.
Yeah, definitely is somebody who always tries her best. As this ball back of a length outside the off stump, looking to guide it out to a third man region, but there is a gully in place as Ziver just plays this with soft hands, bounces into the gully's hands for no run. Yeah, Nadine is definitely trying her best to get the ball up there, but I don't think the old ball is helping her much, but she definitely is giving it her full effort.
No, it's not swinging at all. Every now and then keeping a bit low for the spinners, but bounce looks good for the pace bowlers.
A very good running here in between the wickets by Nat Ziver. Her total goes up to 80 as she plays this off the back foot to that fielder once again at mid-on. Comes through for a quick single, and which will put Davidson Richards on strike for the last ball of de Klerk's over. She's on 49, and she'll definitely be looking to convert here into that half-century mark as de Klerk runs in last ball of her 18th over. It's back of a length outside the off stump. She gets a bit of an outside edge, and Andre Steyn, who's fielding at a sort of 1.5 slip, and makes a bit of a move to her left, but the ball bounces before her. And definitely asking some good questions here is Nadine de Klerk, putting lots of effort in behind the ball as she finishes up that over. Her figures, no wickets for 50, England on 229.
If I had the option, I would probably have rather continued with Mlaba and taken, or Suneli's taken herself off, because she's been going at 5 runs to the over. She just doesn't quite have the same type of control. Mlaba had one poor over, but otherwise she's been pretty good, and she has picked up a wicket as well. So I think the wrong spinner was taken off, but I think it will only continue for a couple more overs until the new ball.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
As Sunelis goes, and it's full on middle stump, double steps does Natalie Siver, and she plays hard over mid-on's head. Bounces once, bounces twice, and goes over the boundary for 4. A very good attacking shot here by Natalie Siver. And this is definitely her game here. She's in control of her innings as it bounces over Annika Bosch's head. Sunelis needing to bring things back here a little bit. As
I think Nat Siver's...
Sorry, Vanna. Full on middle stump and just defended into the offside for no run.
I think Nat Siver's heard the talks about Marizanne Cup being the best all-rounder in the world, and she wants to show her own.
Yeah, she's definitely not far off. She's definitely a very exciting player to watch as she plays this out to Annika Bosch, who was sent out to the boundary at long on. She comes through for a single, which will put Davidson Richards on strike. She's still on 49 for 107 balls as she faces the right arm leg spin of Sunelis. Oh, it's back of a length outside the off stump. Getting a lot of turn there is Sune, and just beating that top edge of the flat bat of Richards as she tries to play that into the offside. She's still got 2 balls left in this over. This one back of a length outside the off stump. Makes contact this time, but straight to the fielder at point, Laura Wolfart, for no run. 1 more ball left in the over. This in here, last ball of the over. Richardson looking to rotate the strike here, but unable to. She goes onto the back foot, looking to pull that, playing a bit early and getting it out to mid-on for no run. And that's the end of her 9th over. Sunelis going for 45. The English total 234, only trailing by 50. Natsiva on 85. Davidson Richards on 49.
I was thinking that load shedding is a bit like having a batting partner at the other end that isn't very quick between the wickets. You just have to live with it.
Yeah. That's a really good observation there, Vanna. Nice. Just looking at a bit of a stat on the TV, 15 overs this session, and definitely looking like England has dominated so far. Here's your bowling change that you looked for. Laba back into the tack, replacing Nadine de Klerk. Left arm around the wicket. It's full on the off stump and played hard, but Nkululeko gets a hand to that. And no run is taken. Natsiva looking very aggressive. She's on 85 and definitely playing some very exciting cricket. But Nkululeko Mlaba making a question here a little bit as she gets her out onto that front foot, finding the inside half of the bat here of Natsiva. She comes in for the 3rd ball, and it's a back over length on middle stump, turning on to off. Very good to see that we're getting a little bit of purchase here off the wicket at Taunton Stadium. No run taken as it's just defended to mid-on.
Raviner on YouTube. Kappa's definite competition as best all-rounder in the world. Elise Perry for 1, Nat Siver for another.
Yeah, definitely has Nat Siver. Just shows her class here again, getting onto the inside of that delivery by Mlaba and playing it around the corner to a short fine leg region. So now Jafta gives chase and they come through for a single, which puts the debutant Davidson Richards on strike. She's still on 49. She has 2 balls in the over. As this one is back over length, she plays with soft hands. Natalie Siver runs through. There is a shy at the wickets, but it gets through. she's very chuffed. That brings her up to her half century on her debut of 111 balls. Big smiles all around the English team, standing up and clapping. That's really allowing her to get that a milestone there by taking on that run and just helping her get there.
7 fours in her innings, strike rate of 45.04. Congratulations to Alison Davids and Richards. And then Ravine.
Last ball of the over is just full on middle stump and defended by Siva back to the bowler for no run.
Then Ravine also says other contenders for best all-rounder in women's cricket: Hayley Matthews, Deepti Sharma, and her own wife, Danai van Niekerk. Excuse me.
Yeah, there definitely are some really world-class female all-rounders out there, and definitely all of them very consistent and still have some really great careers ahead of them. Sunelis is going to continue with her right arm wrist spin as it's on leg stump, stays low, but Davidson Richards just plays it out into the leg side, gets a single. Tumisi Kukune running in hard to make sure they didn't get a double on that one, which will put Siva back on strike. The score 237 for 5, England trailing by 47 runs. Less in for the second ball of her 10th over. Siva double steps and plays a glorious cricket shot over mid-off. One bounce over the boundary rope. And that'll take her total up to 90. She really is taking on Sunelis here, which is very exciting cricket to watch. As she double steps, make sure she gets to the pitch of that, plays with the spin. This time, instead of over mid-on, it's over mid-off's head. And really attacking cricket. Third ball of the over, less into Siva, back of a length outside the off stump. She bounces back onto that back foot and plays that out to Lizelle on the cover sweeper boundary. She comes through for a single, and we'll have a look what Davidson Richards will be doing for the last 3 balls of Sunelis' over. Less in, fourth ball of the over. This time full on the off stump. They're taking a single to Morazan Cup at mid-off. There is a bit of a throwback to the bowler, but very good running here by the English batters. They really are taking on the tired-looking legs of the South African all-rounder there.
Elise is definitely keeping the pace bowlers back here.
Yeah, it definitely is. As this ball, she gets some really nice spin. It's pitching at a good length on leg stump, and it's turning out outside the off stump. She gets a little bit of bat on that, does Nat Siva, but it just bobbles away for the run.
Yeah, Sunelis definitely missed a trick in my opinion. When they came out after tea, there was still 18 overs to go until the new ball. That's plenty of time to give a couple of overs to some of the paces and then take them off and have them have a rest before the new ball. I think giving them 18 overs to get their eye in again, getting that Siva to a lot closer to 100 before the new ball. I just think it just led them into back into this game.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's a little bit of confusion there as the umpires called over, but 1 ball left in the over as Sunelis comes back to her mark to bowl it. It's back of a length outside the off stump, and Siva just goes onto the back foot and plays that out to Lizelle Lee on that cover sweeper boundary. They go through for a single, which will put Siva back on strike for the new over. And yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think, Werner, as you said, that sometimes after tea, when an inexperienced test captain goes off the field, that kind of message is given by coaching staff. So we can say, yes, it is her call on the field. But as a captain who has not captained any red ball cricket, that kind of message, she's definitely going to be listening to the coaching staff and just trying to make her decisions based on what they've said. And it will be difficult for her to go against that. As Mlaba is in for her 17th over. It's full on the off stump, and they're taking a single to mid-off. That is Lara Goodall. She takes a shy at the bowler's end, but Siva, very quick between the wickets, makes her ground. She's on 93. England's team total 245.
And also with 100 overs in a day, you take the new ball, as Laba abandons a short run-up, you still got 20 overs scheduled in the day.
Yeah, it is definitely one of those things where you're not kind of sure what to do and what not to do, as the next ball is just played to point for no run.
Maybe they looked at what happened with the new ball yesterday.
Could
Second
be.
new ball.
Yeah, outside of it bounces quite high up into Richards, as just plays that out into the offside for a single. Scored 246.
Because Lamb really made that new ball talk. Well,
Yeah.
both of the races that took the new ball really made life difficult for South African women yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, definitely you want some fresh legs with that new ball. I do agree with you, Otto. Next ball is just back of a length on middle stump and defended into the leg side for no run.
That's the only explanation I can think of. Only reason why you do that this way.
Yeah. Laba to close off her over, back of a length outside the off stump. A bit of a miss hit from Siva as she plays that out into the offside for no run. Brings us to the end of Mlaba's 17th over. The score 246 and England trail by 38 runs.
And that's 80 overs gone. New ball is available. 20 overs remaining in the day. Who's got the legs? The fourth umpire has the ball, walking onto the field. So it looks like they are clicking that plan into gear, hoping that this new ball does the same that England did yesterday, which was whooping around quite prodigiously. And they managed to get Marizan Cup quite quickly, and then the rest of the tail quite cheaply. 38 runs to play with, 20 overs to go, and new ball is available. Are they actually, in fact, taking it? There's a bit of a caucus there. Bosch has got her jersey in her hand. Yep, new ball taken.
Yeah, exciting to see the young, fresh bowler Annika Bosch taking that new ball. And we know she can swing the ball both in and away from the right-hander batter. And she has been very exciting so far. The main wicket taker here for the Momentum Proteas. She's got 3 wickets, and she has been a very exciting player to watch today.
Economy of 3, but if she manages to take 2 more, get her 5 on debut, that will be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Momentum Proteas. 2 slips in.
She's running in past the umpire, right arm over the wicket. She bowls a full toss, the first ball with the new ball, and really upset there. The English batter, Davidson Richards, upset she didn't put that one away. But Annika Bosch just shaking her head, knowing the next ball is going to be better, hopefully.
Marizan Cup stretching those legs, trying to get some life back into those muscles. Hopefully we see her into the attack soon.
And Bosch finds her length, back of a length on off stump, just finding that inside half of the bat, plays that out into the leg side for no run. And Annika definitely finding herself there on the second ball, much better than the first.
Yeah, it's a good feather in her cap to get the second new ball, because he didn't open with the new ball today. So clearly it's based on how good she's bowled today. So good job to her.
Yeah, she's in third ball of the over. Oh, a low full toss there, but definitely some swing in the air by Annika Bosch. We know this Duke ball is going to do some interesting things here in these overcast conditions. And it definitely has kind of stumps the batter there as she just defends that straight back to the bowler for no run.
Good signs here for Sunelise. The new ball is doing something.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Annika Bosch full on middle stump and punched hard off the front foot by Alice Davidson Richards. That'll race away for 4 just between the wickets and mid on. A very, very good cricket shot there. 2 full over pitched by Annika Bosch, and she just leant into that one. Her total goes up to 57, and England on 250 runs.
250 up for England. Yeah, great on drive there. Attacking the stumps, Annika Bosch.
Yeah, definitely looking to go quite full here as the next ball is full outside the off stump. But Richards gets some bat out there and plays it into the offside for no run. 1 ball left in the over, and Annika Bosch really needs to look to bring it back a little bit and kind of find that channel of uncertainty that we talk about so often.
So the 250 up for England after 80.4 overs, a run rate of just over 3 runs and over. 19 overs remaining in the day, and England trail by 34.
Yeah, Annika Bosch in there.
Will this plan work?
Last ball of the over with the second new ball, as it's just defended out to the offside for no run. 250 for 5, England trailing by 34. And Natsova on 93, Davidson Richards on 57.
That 50 coming in just 57 balls. The first 4 50s, 85, 128, 113, and 102 in that order. So this is the fastest that England have batted, almost 6 runs and over. 57 balls for that last 50. And here's Marizanne Kapp into the attack.
Yeah, her experience will definitely show through here. She's bowled 12 overs, 6 maidens at an economy of 1.5, the lowest of the South African bowlers, going only for 18 runs. She's done really, really well. And we did speak about her looking a little bit laboured in the field, as she did bat the whole day yesterday. But hopefully she can come back here and make something happen here. She's bowling right arm over to Natsova as she gets it into that channel, back of a length outside the off stump, left alone by Natsova. Just taking note of what the ball is doing with this first ball with the new ball. Marizanne Kapp, very experienced, and Siva knows that she's definitely someone that she needs to look out for.
3 slips in, but they're quite wide, and first slip is quite wide, and the slips are quite wide apart as well. Interesting.
Yeah, it is a really interesting looking slip cordon. Oh, and there we're beating the outside edge of Natsova as it's a good length delivery outside the off stump. She goes onto that front foot and does present a full face, but Marizanne Kapp beating that outside edge, and animated expressions on the slip cordon's faces. Momentum Proteas definitely in the game here with this new ball.
Yes, it's just that enough movement. It's not moving quite as much as we saw yesterday from England, but it's moving enough.
Oh, beating the outside edge once again, Marizanne Kapp, this time a little bit fuller, and Natsova goes on that front foot, a big swing in there, but Marizanne Kapp beating her once again. That outside edge is looking a little bit flashy, going through to the keeper, Sinalo Jafta, and just shaping a little bit away off the wicket, but a very, very good length there by Marizanne Kapp.
Siva will kick herself if she gets out.
Definitely. 4th ball of the over. This one fuller and a little bit straighter onto off stump. And this time Siva makes contact, bat on ball, and defends that out to the mid-off region for no run. And Marizanne Kapp definitely making sure that Natsova knows that she needs to watch out and make sure that she doesn't get out to her.
Yes, because she's playing at those wide deliveries, and that's what I'm talking about. If she gets out to one of those, she'll be furious with herself.
Yeah. 5th ball of the over, just outside the off stump and defended into the offside by Natsova for no run. Marizanne Kapp looking really good here so far.
Siva on 93 off 172. So nervous 90s maybe. Hopefully Kapp can exploit that. 1 ball to go in Marizanne's 13th over and the 82nd over of the match. 250 for 5.
Last ball of her over here. Marizanne Kapp just outside the off stump, but defended by Siva into the offside. A good over by Cup. Score still 250 for 5, and England trailing by 34 runs.
Yes, so that's Siva doing exactly what the Proteas would want her to do, driving at balls outside the off stump. Then Marizan just bringing her line back in tighter to the stumps, and then Siva calming down and just defending those deliveries. But good contest here. So I'm looking forward to this battle.
Really good contest. I think Annika Bosch is definitely looking like she's going to be one of the up-and-coming all-rounders in the country, as she's bowling her second over with the new ball, right arm over. It's full on off stump and driven by Davidson Richards through the covers. There's no one on that sweeping boundary, and this rolls away. A little bit of an effort by Nadine de Klerk as she chases after that one, but too quick there. Davidson Richards goes up to 61 and the total up to 254, just digging that one out. It was a very full delivery. Annika Bosch really needs to pull her length back a little bit and make sure she holds her length nicely.
Yeah, she's trying to give the ball a lot of time in the air, trying to get that swing.
Richards goes on the drive again, this time straight back at Bosch, who gets a really lovely hand to that one. She falls as she makes contact with that, but a very good piece of fielding of her own bowling. Davidson Richards hit that one hard straight back at her, and definitely she is trying to give the ball a lot of time in the air to get some movement. She does need to pull her length back a little bit, I think.
Hello,
Sue slips in. Hello, Anise.
Hey, Anise. This time, that's what we asked for. Back of a length on the off stump and defended out to mid-wicket. No run taken, as just that 4 off the first ball so far.
It's been some intense
yes.
cricket today. Some intense cricket today. Tale of two batters, really. But it's good to see that. Well, not good to see if you're a South African fan. Davidson Richard and Skyver putting up quite a decent partnership here.
Yeah, definitely. As this one is full on middle stump and played very well by Davidson Richards through a mid-wicket position. And they go through for 2. She goes up to 63, the team total, and 256. Annika Bosch just going too full so far this over. Only really getting one delivery correct so far in these 4. But yes, as you said, very good batting here, Anise, by the 2 English batters.
Yeah, the Proteas just have to be careful that these two don't take the game away from them. They're still in a very good position, just with a lead of 30.
Yeah, as Annika Bosch just overcompensates there, and it's very short outside the off stump, a very good back foot drive through the covers by Davidson Richards. It beats everyone in the covers and races away for 4. There is no one on that sweeping boundary. We do have quite an attacking field in here, definitely looking to bring those slips into play, but Annika Bosch just not finding her length yet. She comes in last ball of the over, past the umpire. This one better, back of a length on off stump, and Richards goes onto the back foot and defends that for no run. That finishes up that over, the score 260 for 5. England trailing by 24.
Yeah.
So this is a massive partnership here for England. These two have really put the pressure back onto South Africa's bowlers. Yes, Anise.
We just have to. I know I'm late to the party, but I got to wax whimsically about Marizan Cup putting in the Herculean. Okay, Xena Warrior Princess type effort. We don't want to associate her with Kevin Sorbo, but and coming in to bowl, opening the bowling and bowling 13 overs, 18 runs. It's what an amazing performance thus far. Tale of one player. Her back must be really sore carrying this team thus far in this test match. A very good start from Annika Bosch, getting those 3 wickets. I think that the ladies need to they need to have a little bit of a powwow during the drinks break and come out firing afterwards. Just getting into a bit of a lull, and England taking advantage so far in this session. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a bit of a drinks break. Ravi Nair asking why has it suddenly gone very dark at Jenna's, or commenting on that. It's because the sun has just set here in South Africa, Ravi. So it's gone dark everywhere. My power should be back on any moment, and then I'll have some light back. But yeah, geez, these Siva and Davidson Richards putting the pressure firmly back on Sunay Lees and her team.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how they absorb that pressure. It just seems like they're just fading a bit in the field in this last session, getting a bit long in the getting a bit long for the legs, as the South African ladies don't get that much test cricket compared to the English ladies that play against Australia almost every year in an Ashes series. The more you play, the better you
we were
get.
talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier because I thought that that's another area where the South African ladies were at a disadvantage, but apparently the English ladies also play very little red ball cricket at domestic level. So, virtually no multi-day cricket on offer for either of the two ladies teams. But you're right, Anis. I mean, we last played a test match as South Africa in 2014, 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Yeah.
Wasn't that against India? I think.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. I think if memory serves, that was the one. Yeah, the last one.
Yeah.
So it's only Lizelle Lee and Marizon Cup that have that played in that series against India in 2014. The 9 other players that we have in our team have never played Test cricket, and England themselves have got 4 debutants. And if you look at the number of Test matches in the England team, very few of them have played more than 10. So
yeah,
it
at
is.
Least something is consistent, Otto. At least something is consistent when a South African team is playing an English team. The South Africans don't go in with their frontline bowlers with their first choice bowling lineup. If you look at the last time South Africa toured England, we didn't have a Dale Steyn. Vernon Philander broke down after the second test. You look at when England came here, the last time England was here, South Africa didn't have a full strength bowling lineup. So what can we do?
As the girls come back onto the pitch, I'm going to leave you two gentlemen to it, and hopefully the two of you can get a couple of wickets here.
Thank you, Jenna. We'll do our best. Have a good evening further.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's always nice to hear from a true professional cricketer. Jenna there, leaving us for now. Cup in over the wicket to Nat Siva, who just defends this one to the offside for no run.
Hanging that, trying to get something up with.
Yeah. So that's the start of the 84th over. England trail by 24. The score is 260 for 5. Nat Siva still on 93 of 174. And in the previous over, she faced a Marizon Cup maiden. Marizon Cup wide outside off stump. Moving away from the right-hander, Nat Siva not interested in that one.
I think that's also very indicative of the experience that some of the English players bring, is that they're willing to be patient because they know it's red ball cricket. It takes a while, so they can have time to let the bad balls go.
Cup in again with 3 slips. This one is on a good length, outside off stump, moving away, but just defended nicely by Nat Siva out to the covers for no run. Good forward defensive shot there.
That was a picture perfect for a defensive shot there. This is so exciting for me because our ladies are getting this chance, but it's also disappointing that it's only a one-off test.
Yes, that is That is very disappointing indeed. This one is on that fourth stump line. Marizon Cup using the crease, going wide there and delivering the ball from wide on the crease, trying to angle it into Nat Siver, trying to find a gap between bat and ball. Nothing doing there. Nat Siver survives one more. 260 for 5. Doesn't look nearly as difficult for the English batters as it did for our ladies last night with the new ball. So far, so good for England with the brand new ball. Cup in again with 3 slips. And this time it just jags off the pitch, leaves the edge of the bat, beats the edge there. Nat Siver just dropped her hands trying to get a bat out of the way of that one. And that one just beating her all ends up. Not sure to come forward or back. Very good delivery by Marizon there. That's more like it.
That would have gotten the edge of Sachin Tendulkar. It was a beauty of a ball.
Last ball by Marizon Cup. She hangs it out wide outside the off stump. Siver isn't tempted. Another maiden by Marizon Cup. Wow. What a performance here by Marizon so far in this match. 84 overs gone, 260 for 5. England still trailing by 24. Nat Siver still on 93. And Davidson Richards on 67 at the other end.
That last ball was fantastic because everything else was both seam up. And it seemed as if just from the way it was released and we could see the gold flecks as the ball came through, seemed as if it was cross-seamed so it wouldn't swing. So that one went straight on. And that's a fantastic ploy. And it's a perfect example of trying to set a batter up. To who's and as we could see, Siver was always getting across, playing for the swing, and then ball one that doesn't swing, and that's a bit straighter, and she could have gotten a wicket.
Nadine de Klerk continues to Davidson Richards and very tentative leave at the end there, hanging her bat out. She's having a laugh. It's so good to see these ladies enjoying their Test cricket. She wanted to go for it, and then at the last second just pulled it back. And it went past the bat's outside edge through to the keeper. So we'll chalk that up as a leave, but almost leave. Almost played at that. Nadine de Klerk in again, and this one is attacking the off stump. Very good length there, and Davidson Richards trying the drive, and it just catches a outside half of the bat through to mid off, no run. 260 for 5.
That so much in the air.
Not nearly as much as it swung yesterday.
Yeah, but you have to understand it's home conditions, so they should have experience.
That one by Nadine de Klerk again, fourth stump, and Davidson Richards defends to the offside, no run.
It looked as if the ball stopped in the wicket, and she had to check her shot, coming in a bit slower than she expected. After this over, I'd like to pose a question to you.
De Klerk to Davidson Richards, who just rocks onto the back foot and plays a very nice looking back foot drive through the covers for 4. And Nadine de Klerk just straying in her length there a little bit too short, back of a length, and giving Davidson Richards time to adjust to the line of the ball, playing a beautiful back foot cover drive.
That ball just sat up off the deck, and I wonder if the South Africans haven't missed a trick with their lengths so far.
This time Nadine de Klerk angles it into middle and leg, and defended to the onside for no run. And Davidson Richards with that last 4 moves on to 71 or 32 balls now. 1 ball to go in the 85th over, 264 for 5. England trail by 20.
Do you think that the South Africans right now are really missing Shabnim Ismail or Kaka?
Definitely, as this one is over pitched, outside off stump, beautiful cover drive by Davidson Richards. She goes to 75. England to 268 for 5. Fantastic cover drive there. And that is the
Beautiful.
end of Nadine de Klerk's 19th over. 4 maidens for 58. So do you think Shabnim Ismail would have been able to bowl 19? Ibonga Kaka is still young lass, but I think that maybe they left out Ismail for fear of a fitness problem or something. 4-day match, and with all her experience, and Ismail is quite a intense bowler. She's not going to hold back, and that type of thing. That's the only reason I could think of. That's the only reason I could think of why Ismail was left out if she wasn't truly injured. This time, Marizan Cup goes to Nat Siver short of a length, and Nat Siver rocks back onto the back foot, plays the pull shot out to mid-wicket, and they should be able to take at least 2. They do. You see the tall figure of Nat Siver back at the strikers.
That wasn't too bad a choice there from Marizan Cup, because that just went over there the second. She was definitely in play for a couple of seconds there.
Cup in again. Another one back of a length on middle and leg. It's helped around the corner by Nat Siver, and this time it does reach the boundary for 4. And now England trail by only 10. Nat Siver moves on to 99. 274 for 5.
This is a bit disappointing. It seems as if the South Africans have lost. That ball actually didn't get up that much. If to be quite honest, it seems as if they've run out of ideas, and now they've resorted to the old traditional South African thing of we don't really have a plan. Let's just drop it short, and it's being costly.
Cup into Nat Siver, better length this time. Swings from middle to off stump, but they go through for a quick single as she defends this ball to the onside. She gets 100. Well done, Nat Siver. 100 off 182 deliveries. And she scored 14 fours in that innings with a strike rate of 54.94. So just like Marizan Cup did for South Africa, this is Nat Siver's first 100 and her highest score. Average in Test cricket now 40.27. Career runs 443. She's playing her 8th Test match.
That's very well played.
Congratulations to her. Yes, indeed.
Very well played, and did a real job of rebuilding the innings when England looked a bit suspect at 80 odd for 5. Just quickly, the question I wanted to pose to you again. Okay, after
this one, Cup into Nat Siver, and she into Davidson Richards, excuse me, and it beats the outside of the bat, legitimately beaten there. Nat Siver trying to defend that, beaten by the swing, and there's no run.
The shrug and the smile from Davidson Richards. Should tours be planned that say the Proteas are playing Australia in South Africa or in Australia, coincide with the ladies tour to the same country?
Cup into Davidson Richards, who defends this one to backward point for no run.
So say the Proteas are playing Australia and they're playing a test match in Perth, and then at the same time the women are busy playing a test match in Brisbane.
That's an interesting question. I think that kind of approach works better with the T20s than with the ODIs and the tests, because you can't have the two games happening at the same time. Back foot drive there by Davidson Richards off Marizan Cup's final delivery of the 86th over, straight to extra cover for no run, 275 for 5. Because I don't like the idea of the ladies' game competing with the men's game. The two matches happening at the same time also doesn't make sense.
Or you can have it, or you can have it where the ladies' game is taking place in the gap between the two games that the men are playing. So you're constantly having this string of cricket. So
that could.
People are programmed now. Cricket's from now until now for the next however many days. Every day there's cricket. That
could work. That's an interesting idea, as Nadine de Klerk continues to Nat Siver, who defends this one very solidly off her middle stump for no run.
That one looked like it kept a bit low as well, so it looked like it just darted in a bit. That was a very good ball from de Klerk. Yeah, so the more you program your audience, like if you have a constant, like, okay, cricket's on Monday to Sunday every single day, there's a game of cricket on, then you start programming your audience, and that might actually grow the game.
Nadine de Klerk onto the leg stump of Nat Siver, who works this out to backward square, or backward of square leg, 45 on the boundary for a single, and the score moves on to 276 for 5. England trail by 8.
Getting a bit dark there. We can see the four shadows splitting, which means that the lights are starting to take effect.
Davidson Richards facing up to Nadine de Klerk now with 2 slips in, and this one is down the leg side through to the keeper for no run. I really think that these two, the English ladies, owe them a nice cold bottle of white wine each, or whatever their preferred tipple is, because they've really put England now in an extremely strong position in this match. England can now look to at least get a lead of 50 to 80 runs. Nadine de Klerk in again, middle and leg, defended to the onside by Davidson Richards for no run.
Yeah.
But then it becomes, like what happened to Super Rugby, where it was just too much, and people, just couldn't be bothered to watch because there's just too much going on. It's definitely an interesting question and a fine balance as Nadine de Klerk puts this one fuller onto off stump, on drive by Davidson Richards, but straight to long mid on for no run. And Ravi Nair says that's what's happening. England men finish their test. The women's game began the next day, and the men start their next test the day after the women's game is over.
Yeah.
So this is your experiment in action right here, Anis. As of course, this is now not South Africa men and women touring, but New Zealand and South Africa. So Nadine de Klerk abandons her run up there. So maybe this is a good way to do it, but not the same country then. So South Africa, Nadine de Klerk in. It's a full-length delivery on off stump, driven back to the bowler. No run, fielded by Nadine de Klerk, diving onto the wicket. And that is the end of the 85th over. 87th over, excuse me. The score now 276 for 5.
Just looking at Nadine de Klerk and Marizanne Kapp, both of them bowl quite a heavy ball, and the same with if we're looking at highlights now. The same with what's her name? Bosch. All of them bowl quite a heavy ball. None of them have that, like I was bringing up about an Ishmael or Kaka, is that they bowl quite a skinny ball, and maybe on this wicket, bowling quite with a heavy ball is a bit of an issue, because the ball is just dying in the pitch and sitting up, and it's giving the batters who are now very, very set more than enough time to make the decision of where to go, back or forward.
Marizanne Kapp continues to Siver, defends this to extra cover, no run. Just 2 slips in now for Marizanne Kapp, and a backward point or a gully, and then a point fielder. It's interesting because we're trying to think of ways to bring the women's game up to into the spotlight. And Marizanne Kapp comes into Siver, who drives this one off the front foot straight to cover for no run. Boy, that was sweetly struck by Nat Siver, but straight to the fielder.
Yeah, she reached for that one actually. So that so maybe Marizanne Kapp and the South African bowlers just need to attack that line. And maybe just bring one in, because everything so far that she's chasing, and she chased that one, is going away from her. Maybe you try bringing one in, or that straight one.
Cup using the crease, and this time she bowls from close to the wicket, and it's judged to be a wide as the
that's
ball
harsh.
goes swinging away to the wicket keeper. Yeah, that's a bit of a tight call there, but yeah. So what I've seen so far from Marizanne Cup is that she's using the crease, so she's either bowling from close in or jumping out wide. And I'm just going to switch over to my normal internet now that power is back. So I might drop off a little bit, but I'll wait for the next delivery before I try that. 277 for 5. Nat Silver on strike. She's on 101. And Alice Davidson Richards is there with her on 75. Let's see what Marizanne Cup can do with this one. She comes past the umpire, and it's a good fourth stump line. Nice looking on drive for a single as Tumi Sikukune comes diving across from mid on to field that ball.
I'll take the next over. That should give you time to switch over if you need it, Otto. As we see Marizanne Cup getting to the top of a run, 2 balls left in this over. She is in now.
Over the wicket. Yeah, just defend, or Alice Davidson Richards defends this one out to the offside. No run. 278 for 5. England trail by 6.
Theoretically, to 3.1 overs left in the day. Wonder if we're going to go longer with the light being what it is. Laura Wolford.
It's scheduled for 100 overs a day, so there's actually 12 overs left after this one. Final delivery to Davidson Richards is defended out to point, no run. That is the end of the 88th over. England are 278 for 5. They trail by just 6.
Okay, so 100 overs. Okay, that would make up for it being only 4 days, yes, instead of 5. Yeah. Okay, so 100 overs a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one because Alison David Richards just put a bat out there and hoped that the ball was going to hit it. So she didn't take the strike to attract the ball. So if the ball did anything else, it was under the bat and gone. So yeah, that was an interesting defensive stroke from her. I wonder if we're going to see a bowling change coming in.
Yeah, she does play that angled bat shot quite often. She looks like she likes to play off the back foot. As Nadine de Klerk goes into Nat Silver, who just glances this one off her pads to square leg or fine leg boundary for a single. And the lead now down to 5, 279 for 5.
These last couple of overs, these last 12 overs are going to be so intense for the South Africans. They're really going to have to G themselves up to have just find the energy reserves to just give it some more, just a little bit more.
And this one onto the leg stump of Nat Silver. She of Davidson Richards glances this one to square leg where it's fielded for no run, straight to the field there.
But nothing motivates a team more than a wicket. Come on, guys. Want to hear the loud shouting. See their body language just picking a little bit.
Nadine de Klerk in over the wicket now. Outside off stump, back foot punch. Cut shot there, past the diving point and through to the boundary. Another 4 for Alice Davidson Richards. Seems to be her favorite shot. Back foot player, back of a length and gone.
Oh, it was a cracking shot. Just leaning on the ball, getting on top of it, and just beating a diving Laura Wolford, I think, at point.
So I'd like to see Anneke Bosch coming back and replace Nadine de Klerk here.
Yeah, Nadine de Klerk seems to be struggling out. And
she bowled a better ball that time. It forced a defensive stroke on a good length, hitting the top of middle and defended for no run.
She seems to be struggling now. I think they're getting tired.
But it does look that way. It pains me to say it, but it does look like the South African bowlers are a bit weary. This is outside off stump, keeps low, and this time Davidson Richards can't execute her favorite strut, and there's no run. Straight back down into the ground off the bottom edge that time.
So yeah,
One
I
ball
think
to go here.
it was weird. They're gonna need a nice ice bath and a bit of time to relax tonight, because there's gonna have to be a big push tomorrow, and those legs are gonna be weary. And that ball moved a bit off the seam. That's probably what beat Davidson Richards there, the late movement.
Yeah. Yep. And this one is punched off the back foot to mid-off for a single by Davidson Richards. And she retains the strike at the end of the 89th over. And now the scores are level, 284 for 5. So very well done, Nat Siver and Alice Davidson Richards. They have a partnership of 163 runs at the moment. The fall of wickets, the fifth wicket fell in the 42nd over with the score on 121. It is now 89 overs. So that is 47 overs later. And no wicket for South Africa and 163 extra runs for England. So
And yes, the
beautiful
bowling
work
change.
here by these two. Yes, and so Tumi Sekhukhune will replace Marizanne Cup, from which end I must say I do not know. And Ravi Nair asks, do we think Davidson Richards has been the actual engine of England's recovery? As Tumi Sekhukhune abandons her run-up. Well, I think she supported Nat Siver very nicely. She would have been very nervous in her first test match. Sekhukhune puts this one down outside off stump, and Davidson Richards defends this off a thick outside edge to point.
You can make that argument that Davidson Richards is was the engine of it, because she was playing the supporting role and she played it well, and that gave Siva more confidence to play a bit freely and just put her at ease. So yeah, you could make that argument.
Yeah, because once you realize, as the most experienced batsman, Davidson Richards defends this to mid-off, no run. As the more experienced of the two, once you realize that the lady at the other end can actually hold a bat and she's, doing her thing, then you can also relax. Otherwise, you would be thinking to yourself, geez, if I lose my wicket now, we're in deep trouble. So yes, you could definitely say that. Ravi Nair, thank you for that comment on YouTube. Davidson Richards defends this one from Tumi Sekhukhune on her off stump to point for no run.
And then very much like our friend Marnus Labuschagne.
No run there. Ravi Nair says it makes a good point here as well. We wait for the next delivery. Let me put that one up on the screen and then we can have a chat about that. Tumi Sekhukhune wide outside off stump. Davidson Richards rocks back onto that back foot, plays a beautiful cut shot, but this time it is cut off by Laura Wolford, it looks like, yes. Just short of the backward point boundary, and they take 2. So he says, don't forget that none of these bowlers have bowled more than 10 overs a day. Even the most experienced have done it about once a year and a half. That's a good point.
A very good point. That's why I kept bringing up that the legs look a bit heavy and they seem to be fading.
Now you might be bowling 10 overs a day, 2 days in a row. This one on leg stump is defended by Davidson Richards for a single to square leg. So score now 287 for 5. So well, that's why they call it a test match. I mean, we've seen top flight players from all countries, from all different backgrounds, men and women, break down in test matches. So that's exactly why they call it a test. Sekhukhune into Sivers, bit short there, pulled by Nat Sivers in front of square on the leg side. Didn't quite get her timing right there, Nat Siver, but they will come back for 2, and it's 289 for 5.
You look at
the lead now for England is 5.
We talk about these ladies not bowling more than 10 overs a day, and Nadine de Klerk's bowled 21. So she's worked really hard. She does definitely needs a bit of a sit down.
That's what you would bowl in 3 ODIs, because you're only allowed 10. So new brave new world here for the South African women and our 9 debutants in this match. But still, they are putting up a fight. It looks like they are on the back foot here, solidly on the back foot. England firmly in control now. But once again, let's see who's got the metal, who's got the X factor to pull it back for the Proteas. As Nadine de Klerk bowls this one to Davidson Richards down the leg side, glances off the pad, I think, and just bounces in front of the keeper. There's no run.
Yeah, that she's putting miles on those legs. Oh, 21 overs.
So hopefully tomorrow. Nadine de Klerk into Davidson Richards, plays that nice looking back foot cover drive once again to extra cover for no run. So hopefully tomorrow, Marizanne Cup is fresh as a daisy, and Nadine de Klerk is the one going off the field for massages. Hopefully we won't be bowling for much longer.
Yeah. I think just one, and that's going to be the breakthrough that we need. But at this moment, it doesn't look like it's going to be Nadine de Klerk to do it. I'm wondering if Senelus hasn't just missed a trick. If she's going to bowl, have a quick bowl this much, maybe she needs to, from the other end, she needs to bring a spinner on just to rotate something.
Another back foot drive there, that last delivery to mid-off, no run. Nadine de Klerk coming in over the wicket to the right-handed Davidson Richards, who defends this one on the off-stump line, no run, back down the wicket.
We gotta start watching now as well for when the English ladies start playing for the end of the day. If they're going to, if they're going to take advantage of these tired legs.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. This one is floated up full and driven straight to mid-off, but they do manage to take the single. Looked like an attempted slow ball Yorker there, and it's 290 on the board for the English women after 90.5 overs. They lead by 6. Their run rate is now 3.19 with another 9 overs after this one remaining in the day. Nadine de Klerk in to Nat Siva, who drives this one past extra cover, past mid-off, and it will run slowly down to the boundary fence for 4. Nat Siva has really shown her class here. I said yesterday evening, that somebody in the English lineup will have to match Marizanne Cup's huge effort. What did you say? The Xena Warrior Princess effort. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It's some cartoon character of some description. Okay, all right. We'll go with that then. And so that's the end of the 91st over, 294 for 5. And here we are with 2 ladies from England matching that effort from Marizanne Cup. Yeah, so there we go. You're in a test match now, ladies. Let's see what you got. Come on, Proteas.
Time to put your big goal pads on. It's time to dig deep. Come on.
Yes. Time for a heroine, for a hero. Tumi Sekukune continues. She fires this one in full on middle and off. It hoops into the right-handed Alice Davidson Richards, and there's no run defended to the onside.
Very good ball. I'm trying to look up the stats now. If you look at the run, if you look at the run rate and the work rate of the South African bowlers up to T, and you look at it afterwards, you can definitely see they're falling off because of the tired legs, and as Ravi said, not bowling more than 10 overs a day. So
Sekukune into Davidson Richards, defends this to point, no run.
But like I also said, the more you play and the more you get used to it, the easier it's going to be, the better performances you're going to pull out, and you're not going to have as many situations where it looks as if the Proteas ladies have hit the wall.
This one is down the leg side, helped on its way, and Jafta has to run back to collect this at fine leg for single. And 295 for 5 is the score now. 91.3 overs gone. England lead by 11. Siva on strike to Sekhukhune.
Oh, it's going to be this. This is good.
Well,
this might be.
You have to remember that we were quite perplexed after tea because with I think what was it, 20 odd, 18 or 20 overs to go as Sekhukhune goes to Siva. Looks like it was a slower ball there outside the off stumpers. Siva just checked the shot and bunted it out to the offside for no run. Suneli's bowled herself and Mlaba.
Yeah.
Mlaba had one expensive over after being by far the more economical spinner and then was taken out the attack. So Sekhukhune into Siva full on middle and leg stump. And Siva just managing to get something on that to keep it away from her pads and her stumps. And there's no run. Sekhukhune is looking dangerous here. Maybe she's the one that can get the breakthrough here for the Momentum Proteas. Come on. Get something here, ladies. Get us a wicket here.
Maybe she's swinging it just a touch too much. And she's bringing it in a long
this
way.
One, oh, what a beautiful delivery. It's just back of a length this time. A bit too short, I would say. And Siva just has enough time to adjust, defends this to the offside. No run. 295 for 5, 92 overs gone. England lead by 11.
Just a smidge fuller and moving the other way because she brought everything so far. Thus far in that over, she brought everything in. So she might be trying to. She might need to just bring one away again. And as de Klerk continues with this marathon of a bowling spell during the day, 22 overs. She's really giving it all. Giving it her all. I wonder if it might be to her own detriment. I have a feeling as she comes in now.
And top of off, Davidson Richards defends this to mid-off, no run.
I have a feeling that she's probably you can't get the ball away from her. She's really trying hard. Like, we need to take you off. No, Cap, I got more in me. So also again, that's the inexperience where it's like, okay, you can come back tomorrow and do this again. Don't leave everything out there now. Give us big effort. You're going to have to bowl again in this test match. So don't bowl yourself to death in the first innings.
Well, you have to give credit where it's due. England have been excellent. This one is floated up full on off stump, driven by Nat Siva beautifully, past mid-off, down to long off for 4. So, sorry, that was Davidson Richards after they took that single.
Yeah.
It was Davidson Richards on strike there. Yes.
Yeah.
So she moves on with that 4 onto 88.
It's a bit disappointing that she's continuing. She is really struggling, and she's giving a 4 ball every over. That's definitely a sign that she's not in that she's getting tired. So yeah, maybe
this one
it's
defended.
an executive.
But then Nadine de Klerk goes and runs and fields her own delivery on the offside, and she looks like she's moving well. She doesn't look tired with that move there. As de Klerk will continue now to Alice Davidson Richards. Right arm over the wicket to the right-hander. 2 slips in, floated up, slower delivery on off stump, fielded well by Nadine de Klerk, diving to her right, managing to stop that on drive. No run. So the score now 299 for 5. 2 balls to go in the 93rd over and 7 overs to go after this one in the day. I think after tea, the bowling decisions could have been better. to be honest.
Yeah.
As Nadine de Klerk continues, and then Alice Davidson Richards plays this one to cover, and they abandon the single because
But
Lees
as you said,
Lees
Chris,
was absolutely taken apart. And then they tried Nadine de Klerk for an over or two. Like I said, Mlaba had one expensive over, was ripped out of the attack. And then Anneke Bosch got punished, bowling loose deliveries. And it wasn't like the English batters were attacking us. They were just given 4 balls. Nadine de Klerk full on off stump, on drive here by Davidson Richards, excuse me, to mid on for a single. 300 up for England in 93 overs exactly, with a run rate of 3.2. I mean, that 50 came off 57 balls from 200 to 250. So that's where these two ladies for England really were rewarded, I think, for sticking it out, for occupying the crease and doing the job of tiring out bowlers, or getting, forcing the bowlers to use up all their ideas, not getting the wickets. So I think it was, I'm not a captain, but that's, it seemed like there was just too much waiting for the new ball going on, and then by the time the new ball came, these two batters had so much confidence. As Tumisi Kukune goes to Nat Siva, who does what Alice Davidson Richards does so well, a back foot drive to point, and 4 runs, 304 for 5 for England, start of the 94th over.
It's starting to get away from the South Africans now. The fatigue, and I'm racking it up to just fatigue, and a bit of inexperience. But
I think there's, I think,
and England
I wouldn't say the fatigue is such a big deal. This one is full on off stump by Tumisi Kukune and just defended back to the bowler for no run by Alice Davidson Richards. Excuse me, it was her on strike, and with that 4, she goes to 93. So she's into the 90s now as well. That Siva is there with her on 109 off 194. Alice Davidson Richards 93 off 168. She faces Tumisi Kukune. 2 slips in, full on off stump, just dug out by Alice Davidson Richards there. Tempted Yorker by Tumisi Kukune. And there's no run.
If that ball was bowled when she was new to the crease, that might have gotten her, but she's seeing it like a beach ball at the moment, even in the dark. I'm getting flashbacks of Newlands, Otto. I'm getting flashbacks of Newlands and poor Chris Morris.
Tumisi Kukune into Davidson Richards, who plays a cover drive off the outside half of the bat to point. No run. Oh no, that went to the boundary for 4. Fast point. I mean, the fielders didn't even move. I thought that went straight to the fielder. That was an excellent shot. Point diving to her left, couldn't cut that off. And there's no protection behind point. Good shot. Excellent shot. Yeah, I mean, they're just punishing every smallest mistake. Now she's on 97. Tumisi Kukune into Alice Davidson Richards, defends this to the offside, off the off stump line. No run. These ladies, Siva and Davidson Richards, are just punishing the bad balls, and the Proteas women are feeding them bad balls. I don't think it's. I think it's more inexperience than fatigue. I think we're being a bit harsh here in terms of the fatigue stuff, but this one goes to the off stump, defended by Davidson Richards. No run.
I think with Davidson Richards, maybe just attack the stumps, because offering a width obviously isn't working. She's just punishing the South African ladies. Yeah, but yeah, I truck it. Okay, I'll give you the inexperience, but we they were doing fine up until tea. At tea, it seemed even Stevens, but yeah, I think it dropped off considerably after tea, and then I
Yes.
think so, but it's also that it looks as if Sine Lewis has run out of ideas at this moment in time. The brains trust coming together. What's she going to do? Is the clap going to continue?
I think they just need to stick to the basics, play test
Anneke Bosch.
cricket the way it's supposed to be played. Anneke Bosch is going to replace Nadine van Niekerk. Nadine de Klerk, excuse me. Anneke Bosch, 3 for 46 so far in the day and on debut, and she bowls this one onto the middle stump of Nat Siver, who whips this out to square leg for no run. Attacking the stumps, making the batters play, keeping the line tight, not giving them an option, force them to play, set your field, bowl to your field, those kind of things. I think that's what's missing for the South African ladies at the moment.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a
we've
lot of
seen
that
just
after tea. And this one on leg stump,
just
it goes down leg side. There's an appeal for a catch by Sunele Jafta. And there's a shake of the head by the umpire.
go up.
Let's see if the ladies will be interested. 308 for 5 is the score. That was the start of the 95th over. England lead by 24. There's no review. Nat Siver still on strike.
Oh, Sabnim Ishmael looking there, just stretching, thinking, wishing she was playing right now.
Anneke Bosch into Nat Siver on drive, straight past the bowler, cut off by mid-on running around. They take a single, 309 for 5, 3 balls to go in the 95th.
Much better. Just I think that the South Africans need to go back to basics, like you said, and just build some pressure.
And Ravi Nair also commenting here about the lack of experience in multi-day games, saying that they need more experience at the local level, which I agree with completely. This one is another great backward square drive by Alice Davidson-Richards. Takes her to 100 on debut. What a innings. What a shot. I'd love to see her wagon wheel. Yes, let's give her a round of applause. That's an excellent effort by these two ladies. And Alice Davidson-Richards, take a bow. She's got a lovely smile and very happy to be out there. Looks like she's enjoying herself immensely. She puts her helmet back on, still got a smile on her face, and she's on 101.
That smile off her face with anything. That she's got a test 100 to her name, and that's, like you said, one is here wagon. Well, I bet it seems to be will probably be very strong through
all the runs past point. Yeah. As she faces Anneke Bosch once again. This one is a much better line and length on that fourth stump, off stump line, defended, no run. So 101 off 173 balls, 17 fours, and 58.04 strike rate for Alice Davidson-Richards on debut in Taunton. 101 not out.
Oh, it's good. She's going to tell everyone. Oh, it's the stories.
Anneke Bosch with one slip in goes onto the leg stump of Alice Davidson-Richards, who works this out to square leg, backward a square. 1 run taken there. End of the 95th over. 314 for 5. England lead by 30, and they're now scoring at 3.3 runs an over.
Yeah, but the last 5 overs must be something ridiculous. Current run rate, minimum. They don't have that up.
They don't have that. Yeah, but there's just 8 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs off this over. It's absolute carnage for the South African women. And England women are being rewarded for their patience and playing the test cricket, playing the long game, just sticking around, occupying the crease, and the runs are flowing now. So well done to them. And hard lessons being learned here, hard lesson hard cricket lessons being handed out by the English women, by these two English women at least, as Davidson Richards faces Tumi Sekukune now. She plays this one out to square leg for 2. And it's 316 for 5.
Yeah, Alice Davidson Richards is also only the second person to ever score a Test 100 on debut. Well, in the women's game. so yeah, that's something she can also brag about one day.
That's magnificent. Tumi Sekukune outside off stump, a bit short, cut, or that back foot cover drive that Davidson Richards loves so much, goes straight to cover for no run.
Oh, she found the fielder finally. Finally found the fielder. But
pressure back on the batter.
Got 200 now, reset.
Tumi Sekukune into Davidson Richards, and it's defended well forward. Nice looking defensive shot to point, no run.
Try to find, maybe you can find a way. Yeah. No,
Sekukune has looked the most dangerous of the bowlers, apart from Marizon Cup, of course, with this new ball. Just getting it in consistent areas. This one is on middle and leg. It's an inside edge to backward square leg or fine leg on the boundary, and they take a single.
But
317 for 5.
The horse is bolted, but Davidson Richards doesn't look comfortable at all with the straight ball. She looks suspect, but the South Africans have just been feeding her with outside off stump. Well, since I've been on, and she's just been gladly accepting it.
Ruthless. Yeah, this one comes in from off stump onto the middle stump of Natseva, works this around to fine leg for another single. Easy as you like, making Test cricket look easy. Yep. This is Natseva and Alice Davidson Richards, 318 for 5.
Natseva on 111. She's on Nelson.
Here we go. She's on Nelson, indeed. And it's 1 ball to go for Tumi Sekukune here in the 96th over. Right arm over. Both these ladies for England right-handers. Alison Richards drives this full ball outside off stump straight to mid-off, but they manage a single. And that is 96 overs gone. 4 overs left in the day. 319 for 5. 35-run lead for England. And it's going to be super tough for South Africa. And this is what Jenna was talking about, that there's few of the ladies' games that end in a result in the multi-day, in the test format. Yeah. This one could be barreling towards that because, you know, if South Africa managed to stick around like the English ladies have, they'll run out of time and the game will be a draw. So it's all up to South Africa now to save a draw. And wow, what would we have said that halfway between lunch and tea, South Africa looking in a really strong position. And these two women just took that away from the Momentum Proteas. Oh, what a ball by Anneke Bosch. Almost through the gate of Alice Davidson Richards, and she defends this one down into the pitch for no run. We see the wagon wheel of Davidson Richards, and it's, that offside is just, it looks like a suspension bridge with all the lines going to the boundary on the offside. And 1, 2, 3, 4 boundaries on the onside. Anneke Bosch goes to Davidson Richards. Did she get an edge on that? She's tapping her helmet as if to say, think.
Focus. Use
your head, focus. She flashed at a wide one outside off stump and it went through to the keeper. And it's no edge there, but Alice Davidson Richards knows that she almost gave it away just then. Anneke Bosch smelling blood in the water. Here we go. One slip in, Anneke Bosch outside off stump and just rocks back once again, plays that very nice back foot cover drive. They take a single.
Yes,
320 for 5.
They've been feeding a width, and they've had the quite a bit of a ring field on the offside. Why wasn't the decision made to put a sweeper out there and you just stop her from getting that run, those runs? But,
Yeah,
but
with
that comes
that wasn't.
with experience.
Yeah, Bosch again, short of a length to Nat Siver, who just pulls this one powerfully down to deep mid wicket. Mid on will run around and cut that off, and they take a single. I mean, the field was very attacking. It was stacked on the offside, but in catching positions. So
3 slips.
they 3 slips in all the time, and very little protection behind. So I mean, there's I always keep harping back to Eric Simon summed it up so well. There's the plan, the execution, and the result in the game of cricket. As Anneke Bosch comes into Nat Siver on middle and leg, Nat Siver just helps it around the corner to backward square leg, fine leg runs around. They take a single. 323 for 5, because if one of those cut shots had gone to point or to backward point or to third slip, it's a different result. Yeah. So it seems that there was a plan. The execution was maybe not 100%, and the result went all England's way since these two ladies came to the crease. As Anneke Bosch goes on to the middle and leg stump, appeal for LBW, not out, says the umpire. Was there some bat in that? Anneke Bosch is just scrunching up her nose. She doesn't look convinced.
What do you think?
Janelle is shining the ball, not looking interested in a review at all. Maybe there was an inside edge that was heard by the players. Oh, wow. That was a much better ball from Anneke Bosch. Very promising.
Bit high going down leg, I think. It might have been missing going just over leg stump. That did look like it reared up a bit. But but here's the thing. If you have an attacking field and things aren't going your way, how long before you say, okay, this isn't working, and let's start being a bit more conservative now? Sure, you might not, because just as important as whoa, Joe, this might have been a good shot.
Replay as the action continues, and there's a single taken by Nat Siver off the bowling of Sekhukhune to mid on. You see a replay of that potential LBW hitting in line, but just clipping the top of leg stump. Umpire's call. Could have given that to us. As Tumi Sekhukhune goes full outside off stump, driven by straight by Nat Siver. I would rather say, if you see that this player loves that cut shot, that backward cut shot, that backward drive, keep it away from that shot. Maybe come around the wicket to the right hander, cut off that, cut out that shot. Don't bowl to that shot. As this one is full and wide, flashed at it is Davidson Richards admonishing herself once again as the ball goes through to the keeper for no run. But she knows that she might be losing a bit of concentration here at the end of the day.
But if
flashing at the wide and full and wide one. Excuse me.
At the same time, you're not feeding them that width. You're taking the third slip out of play.
This one is onto the legs, sliding down leg, and Alice Davidson Richards tries to get some bat on that, but there's no bat on that. Through to the keeper, 324 for 5. Yeah, that's the one approach, to try and, like you said, you notice that she doesn't like it on her pad, so maybe put some protection on the leg side boundary and go for the stumps. As Tumi Sekhukhune floats this one up wide outside off stump, and it's another good-looking shot, but straight to extra cover for no run.
The cat dropped like she just got shot. It's like,
Yep.
Oh
And that,
no, it's beauty. Oh, that was well struck too. Oh,
yeah, what a stop there. Just catching that
oh
ball low on the ground as Davidson Richards defends this one to cover for no run. As Ravi Nair says, do we think the captain, who has only bowled 10 overs so far, is keeping herself out of the firing line? Most definitely. She's the most expensive bowler. 10
yeah.
overs for 53.
No, but she bowled a tea.
And she should have taken herself out of the attack after tea much earlier. So
Yeah.
98 overs gone, 324 for 5. England lead by 40. 2 overs remaining in the day's scheduled play, and the run rate for England 3.3. This
No, but
is a hard
wasn't
cricket
Cornelius
lesson.
was going,
Hard cricket lessons.
but we need to learn. They need to learn. But Cornelius was going for
Hmm.
10 and over before tea. So that doesn't
Yeah,
warrant her coming back on after tea. But if you need to rest
yeah,
your
like
bowlers, you need to rest your bowlers. I understand that.
yeah, Jenna and I talked about that. And Werner, this one is outside off stump. Anneke Bosch to Nat Siver, just cut down into the ground out to extra cover for no run. It looked like they were waiting for the new ball for too long. They should have had some more. So
Yeah.
they should have had pace after tea for maybe 3 over spells for 2 of the ladies, and then gone on to the spinners to give the bowlers time to rest up for the new ball. Anneke Bosch into Nat Siver, inside half of the bat, straight back to the bowler, no run. And use your
This
first
is where
change
the argument
bowlers if you know. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where
Go.
Chaplin Ishmael, the question came in. Yes, we're worried about her fitness, but if you can bring her in for short bursts, 3-4 overs at a time, and then let her get a longish rest, she can bowl. She can bowl through a day.
This one is full on middle and leg by Anneke Bosch. Nat Siver whips this out to deep mid wicket, and it's cut off by the fielder running around from mid on, and they take single.
And,
so
and that goes for
326 for 5.
And sorry,
But
that goes for all the ladies, to be honest. If you just rotate your bowlers, maybe let the spinners bowl a bit longer, but if you just rotate your quicks in shorter bursts, that really conserves the energy.
Anneke Bosch over the wicket to Nat Siver, who whacks this one straight into the bowler's hands. I think she got a bit of she definitely took some gas off that one, and it's collected by mid-on as they go through for a single. Anneke Bosch,
Don't rub it.
I hope she didn't hurt herself too badly there. She definitely got something on it. Otherwise, it would have rocketed. It was whacked and would have gone straight into the stumps at the bowler's end. But Anneke Bosch just getting half a hand to that. So she comes in again now. Full toss. But Davidson Richards just whacks this straight to mid-off for no run. So what I was going to say is that spell after tea should have been your first change bowlers with the new ball. So you're still not using your frontline paces that you're gonna, who you're going to give the new ball to. It was going to be de Klerk and Cup, although I would have preferred to see Bosch with it, as Davidson Richards plays another very good looking back foot cover drive, but this time it's collected in the covers for no run. That is the end of the 99th over. 327 for 5. We see a replay here. Anneke Bosch in her follow through sticks out her hand, clips her fingers and deflects it away from the stumps and collected there by mid on. So hopefully no real harm done there for Bosch. 1 over remaining in the day's play. So get the scorecards out. Let's get ready for the wrap at the end of the day. So that's the like I said, Jenna and Werner pointed out that waiting for the new ball was a bit too long, and that's where these two really, and they were not attacking the bowlers; they were just putting away bad deliveries. Tumisikokune into Nat Siver, who defends this one on off stump. Nice tail in by Tumisikokune, and there's no run.
Yeah, but that's something that needs to be commended from the English ladies, is that they waited, and they waited and they waited and they waited, and they knew that sometime at this point, because of the, as what Ravi brought up, them only bowling 10 overs a day, with the inexperience, that these guys, that they're going to fade towards the end of the day, and that's when they can take advantage, because in the last 10 overs had probably been going at 8 9 at maybe 7 and over, which is in Test cricket, it's reminiscent of what Hashim Amla and Graeme Smith did to Australia on day 3 in Perth.
Tumisekukune into Nat Silver, just taps this one gently to square leg for a single. 327 for 5.
I think it was the
328 for 5.
Second innings in Perth in 2000, the second tour that South Africa won in Australia, and they just took the game away. Just one innings, but there was the second innings of obviously. And
how do you remember all that stuff? That's amazing.
It just pops into my head. It's just like, yeah.
Tumisekukune into the middle and leg stump of Davidson Richards, and there's no run. Just defended back to the bowler.
That's why I like bringing up a Callagher, because I can correlate events happening now to events that I
Okay. No, that's a gift. I must say, and also Tumisekukune into Davidson Richards. Solid defensive shot on off stump, no run. There's very few of those. Very few of those matches in Australia that I watched, I must confess as well. 2 balls to go in the day.
Yeah.
The lead is 44. The score is 328 for 5. Tumisekukune wide outside off stump, cut shot to backward point, and that's a catch. That is the end of Alice Davidson Richards, the second last ball of the day. She looks absolutely crestfallen as she just drops her hands, looks up at the sky, and then at the ground. As she walks off, she's congratulated by Nat Silver. What an innings, and she's feeling the emotion now. Oh man, don't be so hard on yourself, lady. You did a great job for your team. That was a magnificent innings by Alice Davidson Richards. That will be the end of the day, probably. Will they bowl this ball? We'll have to wait and see. But absolutely gutted. Yes, they're walking off. Nat Silver is walking off. Oh my word. Yes, what an innings. Alice Davidson Richards. And if you're correct, Anis, the second woman to score 100 on Test debut, and she's getting the congratulations from her captain, Heather Knight, giving her a full embrace there at the edge of the field. Is that Heather Knight, or is it one of the other team members there? Somebody's consoling her, congratulating her. But what an innings, what a knock, and putting England firmly in control. If England get the win, this is definitely the 2 game changes.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Ravi Nair. Oh, shame, man. You've got a feel for her. So thank you, Ravi, for this one. The only other English player to both take a wicket and score a century on debut was W.G. Grace. So go Davidson Richards.
Nice.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one to have. That's a good company there for Alice Davidson Richards. So the scorecard.
Was that like the first? That was probably like the first ever Test match played. So it can't be.
Well, he still took a wicket and scored a ton. So yeah, I mean, there you go. That's what happened. It's right there on the scorecard, man. You can read it over and over again. It's not going to change. So yeah, that's a very good day at the end for England, thanks to Siver and Davidson Richards. 1 ball short of 100 scheduled overs in the day, 328 for 6. Something else that the ladies do well is keep up the over rate. So not losing any overs of scheduled play in the day. So that's also cool. Let's go through the scorecard. If you're a South African fan, we will excuse you and you can go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. Emma Lamb and Tammy Beaumont started off for England this morning after, for some reason, play was not resumed with 8 overs to go last night, and England wrapping up the South African innings on 284. So the first wicket fall was that of Tammy Beaumont in the 19th over with a score on 65. She went LBW to Anneke Bosch for 28 for 61 and strike rate of 45.9, while Emma Lamb was joined by Heather Knight, the captain. Lamb was the next to fall off the bowling of Bosch. She was cleaned up by Anneke for 38 off 69 with the score on 74 in the 23rd over. Heather Knight was then run out straight after lunch by Tumisi Kukune for 8 off 31 and spent 47 minutes at the crease, strike rate of 25.8. Then the next lady to go was Sophia Dunkley, caught Stein, bowled Bosch for 18 of 32 with a strike rate of 56.25 with a score on 120. And then Mlaba bowled the delivery of the day, as far as I'm concerned, to Amy Jones, the wicket-keeper for England. Cleaned her up for 0 of 6 with the score on 121. And then, dun, 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 Alice Davison-Richards. and Nat Siver put together a 227-run partnership to take the score to 328 for 6 with 1 ball to go in the day. Alison Davidson-Richards was caught Lee, bowled by Sekukune for 107 off 194 on debut. She spent 196 minutes at the crease at an average of 55.15 and struck 17 fours. The bowlers for South Africa, Marizanne Kapp and Nadine de Klerk, opened bowling. Kapp 16 overs, 8 maidens, 27 runs, no wickets, economy of 1.68, bowling 2 extras.
We need to talk about that because that is fantastic bowling. That's fantastic test bowling. I think we've seen
absolutely
amazing. Vernon Philander, Sean Pollock X. That's amazing absolutely. Bowling for no reward. The world's not fair.
No, it's not. Nadine de Klerk, 23 overs, 4 maidens, 75 without a wicket, economy of 3.26, and she only bowled 1 wide in those 23 overs. So that's something that some of the men could aspire to. Tumisi Kukune took the final wicket. She bowled 18.5 overs, 6 maidens, 67 for 1, 3.55 economy, also just the 1 wide. Anneke Bosch, pick of the bowlers in terms of wickets, 15 overs, 4 maidens, 59 for 3, 3.93 economy rate, no extras at all. Nonkululeko Mlaba, who I think should have bowled a bit more, 17 overs, 3 maidens, 42 for 1, 2.47 economy. Sunay Lee's 10 overs, 53 for no wicket, 55.3 economy and 1 wide. Thank you very, very much, Anis. It was so nice to be on the air with you again. And thank you so much for everybody who listened to us, for all your support. Do join us again tomorrow. We are trying our best to get out of work and find some people who have spare time during the work day from noon to 5. But we will be back tomorrow afternoon, at least at 5 o'clock South African time, to bring you the final session of day 3. And any final thoughts from you, Anis?
Yeah, I think this ending the day with a wicket is going to bring a lot of positivity to the South African camp. They're going to come in. They need to go out hard tomorrow just to wrap up because they're in the tail. So they got to want to wrap things up quickly and get stuck in with the bat and just be patient. Bat out the day tomorrow and see what happens on Thursday. and then
Well,
if it peters out to a draw, but you're getting that experience. So I think that's what this test match is about, really. What it should be about for the Proteas ladies.
Oh yes, no, I do agree. They shouldn't get down too hard on themselves. They've only got the one test. 9 of them have never played a multi-day red ball game probably since I don't know. We were talking about it yesterday as well. Some of the ladies would have last played with a red ball in school and probably in a boys and girls mixed team. Into the tail, Eccleston and Cross. Not so sure about that. They can swing a bat, but we'll see. And hopefully the Proteas can stop the bleeding. 44-run lead for England. Thank you so much once again, everybody. We do appreciate all of you listening. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.